Hello, good evening, and welcome again to my channel. My name is Sharonimouks. It's such a pleasure to have you. Hope you're well. So, we're going to be talking about Ghana in terms of education. So, I have a problem with a few things about their educational sector in terms of payment of fees. So, from my research, I found out that Ghana, many of the schools in Ghana still charge in dollars, like fees are paid in dollars. I have a problem with that. That many schools in Ghana are still charging in dollars. I have a problem with that. Why are you still charging in dollars? And the interesting part is mostly the foreigners who are expected to pay in dollars. Dollar is not your currency, so why are you charging in dollars? Can somebody please explain to me? Ghanaians always on my feed and coming at me. Why are you still charging in dollars? It doesn't even make sense. So I would like some answers to that. So this is one of the issues you need to expect when coming to Ghana. Unlike country like Nigeria, where okay you're expected to pay in naira, here expects you to pay in dollars. Many of the schools, from as little as the preschools to the creche, they charge in dollars. And another thing I discovered is that your education is not cheap. Education is not cheap in Ghana, not even a bit. Not even a bit. Like, my gosh. I went to certain schools in Ghana, and the amount they were calling for some of the schools, preschool for example, some of them were charging as high as $2,400 to 4,000 something dollars for preschool. So in other words, it's not like that is the benchmark, right? But this is what a lot of schools are charging. The higher the bigger the school, the higher the school, the higher the money. The higher the quality of education, the higher the money. This is what is obtainable right now in Ghana. And it's sort of scary because then what will you be charging, for those in university? So that's where I have a problem. So I now checked, I went to a few schools, for example, All Nations University in Koforidua, they charge in dollars. They charge as high as $8,000, $5,000 to $8,000 for a semester. Ha, Charlie. That's a lot of money, guys. That's a lot of money. They charge that. And I'm like, this is just neighboring. Come on, we can do better. So education is not cheap in Ghana. You need to be prepared, okay? To put your child in a good school, you need to be prepared that you're going to be paying in dollars. And one of the things that actually troubles me is that the Bank of Ghana has said that they've clamped down on this. This was 2015. They had given an order that all companies should all operate using the CD. But interestingly, I went to the website, the FIS website. That's the National Information System, National Identification System for the Ghana government, which has the information. FIS, I think, it has all the information for residence permits, for work permits, and student permits and stuff like that, study permits and all that kind of stuff, and they are all in dollars. I'm like, hey, you're telling people not to use dollars and yet you're using dollars. So there's a lot of things that need to change with regards to that. And I'm hoping that this happens. So Ghana needs to work. Ghana really needs to work on this because it doesn't sit well. Maybe this is the way they used to boost their economy. This is the way they used it to boost their economy. I don't know. Okay, I'm not the economist here. But I would like to hear, economists come in the comment section. Come in the comment section and talk. I need to know what is going on. Why are you still charging in dollars? Maybe that would give me a bit of clarity. So education in Ghana is not cheap, and in order to study, bringing your family and all that stuff, you need to have the non-Ghana card. You also need to have your study permit. Your what's it called? Your residence permit. I think it's going for 500. I think 500 US dollars or so. And I think for students, I think it's 300 Ghana cedis. I think that's just the only one that's in cedis. Every other thing is in dollars. You need to be prepared, guys. Living in Ghana is not cheap, and that's just fact. Living in Ghana is not cheap. You need to be prepared to live in Ghana. And then when you finally find the school that you want, you're meant to, for your residence permit. Okay, just to bring this in here, right? For your residence permit, you need a few documents. So you need your international passport, you will need your employer's letter. So the employer is going to be applying for you for your residence permit and all that stuff. So living in Ghana, there are a couple of schools in Ghana that can actually accept you. So you don't need to come in. You're not paying for jam. You're not coming in with jam. So just a NECO and WAEC. So requirements to get admission into university here in Ghana is you just need your NECO or your WAEC, from any of the West African countries, or your college degree or transcripts or whatever from whatever country it is you're coming from. Then you need to bring that in. You also need your what's it called now, your address currently in Ghana. You also need your international passport, and then you need to pay your fees. There's an application fee, and then there's a register, the school fees and all the fees that come with that. So just find the school you want to apply to, come and apply to the school, and you just get admission. It's not very difficult getting admission here in Ghana, so long as you're qualified. However, the drawback for many people is the fees, okay, because you're asked to pay in dollars. This is one of the drawbacks a lot of people have, because you have to pay, in dollars, as opposed to the currency. Even though some schools still ask you to pay the equivalent, in cities, but it is at the dollar rate. It's at dollar rate, and this is what they want. So, but my issue is the Bank of Ghana and the government need to change this. Okay, you need to change this. Recently, I learned, according to Bloomberg, that the Ghana cedis did better than the dollar this year. I think that was April. Yeah, quite impressive. Quite impressive. You don't see that all the time, right? Yeah, so they did better than, and again, they did better than nearly 10 currencies around the world. I think 10 or 30 currencies around the world. They did better than those currencies. So that's quite a plus. Like I said over and over again, Ghana is a thriving economy, and it's going to do very well if it keeps going in this trajectory. However, the issues of the currency usage and transactions, they have lots of dollars in circulation in Ghana, and I'm very curious about how that affects the economy. So I'm going to let the economists and the financial people take care of that one. So that's about it when it comes to Ghana and moving into Ghana for education. So just find out what school you want to apply to. If you're coming in maybe with your kids, you want to put your kids in, or you're relocating, to Ghana, you just need to know that, you need to get a residence permit, which your employer has to apply for you. So you have to have the employer's, letter. You submit that. You submit. I think you submit. I think your bank statement as well. I think you submit that as well. I'm going to leave that in the description below so that you can find all those details. Okay. So yeah, so you're going to submit about 4 to 5 documents, and for you to qualify for residence permit. And then once you have that, voila, you can start enjoying your stay in Ghana and prepare for accommodation. I'm going to drop accommodation just later on. It's not cheap at all. I have actually. I think I've dropped accommodation when I said, I think it's a video about what you need to know as a foreigner living in Ghana. Yeah, you should check out that video. It has all the content about, accommodation cost and living cost. Okay, I hope this video helps you in terms of looking for schools and coming into Ghana. I'll see you later. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe and drop your comments in the comment below, in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to read them. Thank you very much. Ciao ciao.